Okay, stop panicking. Draw.
Another dissatisfied customer, eh?
Probably got wind of Nicky's reputation. She's just making sure I'm going to be there.
Any more toast going, Trace?
What do you think this is, a cafe?
Well, you're doing me a favour, aren't you? I mean, you're getting me from out to under Serry's and Sue's feet.
Great, so it's in it for me.
Nice scintillating company.
Excuse me while I faint.
Another busy day on.
Actually, I have been doing an impersonation of a headless chicken running around everywhere.
Well, that's the way it goes when you got your own business.
Not always. My first client, her sister's getting married in 6 months. So that'd be a nice job to land.
What, you do everyone in the wedding, like?
Yeah. Anyway, what are you doing up so early on a Good Friday?
There's no need to sound so suspicious. Actually, yeah, I'm going to church.
You what?
Don't you believe me?
What are you doing going to church?
Well, it's kind of a bit of business, you know.
In church? Does God know?
I'm hoping God's going to be my partner.
Who the hell's that this time of the morning?
I don't know, but we'll soon find out. I'll be all right. Asleep next door, coming. Must be nearly being a dog outside. Do you want me to stay tight? Right, I'll see you then. Right, gal, you and her are out here.
Oh, you got stung for these, didn't you, Ron?
It's a sad comment on the spiritual health of the nation when people are too tight about the kids' Easter eggs.
You overbought, same as last year. Hey, these are last year's. Who are these?
Yeah, it's all last year's stock. We hardly lost a thing.
So what's the gob for?
Well, I wanted to sell the lot, didn't I?
That's sheer greed, Ron Dixon.
Yeah, but it would have saved all this.
Hey, who says marriage isn't slavery?
I just came round to apologise, that's all.
Wrong house. Diana lives in Fairfield.
Tracy, it was you I upset, not Diana.
Well, our Rod wasn't too happy either.
All right, I'll phone Diana and I'll apologise if that'll help.
Anyone can make a phone call.
All right, I'll go round there.
Well, go on then.
Well, look, would this square it away, like?
I can't speak for Diana, can I?
No, you and me. I've booked a table at Gino's for 8:30.
Me?
Well, come on, I've apologised. I'm in sackcloth and ashes. I'll grovel to Diana now. What more can I do? Tonight.
I'm busy.
Doing what?
Not that it's any of your business, like, but I happen to be working.
Well, what time do you finish?
No, that is none of your business.
All right. I understand. It's work first, me second. Fair enough.
Hey, don't you flatter yourself.
Now? Okay, put the phone down then. Yeah. If we get caught, we're dead.
All right, I'll make it up to you at the Legion Monday night.
Too right you are. And we're getting there early to get good seats.
Not our turn.
You can't trust Maria and Charlie to get there early. It takes them all the time to get there at all. Are you going to answer that phone or what?
Tony's around, isn't he?
Around where?
All right.
Who was it?
Don't know.
Wrong number.
No, just put the receiver down.
Probably kid.
Yeah. All right, Frank. Couldn't get rid of a few Easter eggs for us, could you?
Oh, thanks, Ron. On a diet.
Free?
Oh, thanks, mate.
His business, leave him to it.
Yeah.
Morning, Mr. Dixon. Morning, Mr. Dixon.
All right, lads.
Hiya.
It's a bit early for you too, isn't it?
It's Good Friday.
Get away.
Well, we were also wondering whether he has any Easter eggs going free.
What for? You don't eat them.
God knows where our Tony is.
Oh, all right then. See ya.
Yeah, ta-ra.
Looking a bit pleased with themselves.
Yeah.
Up to.
One out, all out. Put the seat forward. Good boy. Come on, Emily.
Looks like you've got your hands full there.
Yeah, don't I know it. Come on, you two.
Do you think they could make a few Easter eggs disappear?
Yeah.
Real life?
No, it's very kind of you. It's already sorted, but thanks anyway.
It wasn't me who offered.
Yeah, I realise that.
What are you playing at, offering that stuck-up pre-Easter eggs?
It was his kids, not him.
You shouldn't have given him the opportunity to turn us down, Dee. He really enjoyed that.
Ron, will you face it? You're stuck with them.
Everything all right?
Yeah, why shouldn't it be?
The eggs, I mean.
Right, scrambled poached, help yourself.
In the garden, are they there?
Oh, those. Yes, of course they are.
Oh, great.
You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for your kids.
You're a real diamond.
Yeah, nothing you wouldn't ask me to do for your kids.
Oh. Hiding a few eggs in the garden, that much of a bind?
How is she?
Who?
The Queen of Sheba. Who do you think? Mrs. Farnham the First.
Susanna's Susanna.
Very descriptive.
Hang on a minute. Now, look, you two. Patricia's got a real surprise in store. If you wreck this place, the whole deal's off, OK? Yes. Yes, you can. Susanna, well, what can I say? She's consistent. Consistent in the way that she always reminds me of the big favour granted to allow me time with my kids on Good Friday instead of Easter Sunday, as had been previously agreed by both parties.
Is that it?
Yeah. Oh, no, she bought this for Thomas.
Did she really?
Nobody's all bad. Now then, are we all ready to unveil the gifts in the garden?
Max.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
What?
How long have we known each other?
Well, how,
Long enough. Correct. I presume you didn't marry me just for the call of your loins.
No.
No, you liked and admired, still like and admire, my intelligence.
Yes, of course I do.
And my perception. You realised quickly that I was nobody's fool.
Yeah, I love you. I think you're wonderful.
Yeah, then why be stupid enough to pretend that Susanna's bought Thomas an Easter egg when I know perfectly well you bought it yourself?
I certainly did not.
Oh, Max, this is me, Patricia.
Well, I just...
Look, I don't care if your ex has bought Thomas an egg or if she's suffocated under a mound of Smarties, but I don't like being taken for a fool. That I will not swallow.
No, look, I just wanted things to be all right, you know, between us and Susanna, that's all.
So did I, but it won't happen. It's simple. She's a bitch. I found that out on day one, and I think it's about time that you did.
She sees you as the woman who stole her husband.
You can't steal someone's husband unless they want to be stolen.
But in a way, she's right, isn't she? Well, I left her for you. She sees me as being very happy, very much in love, and it hurts. It's still hurting her until she meets someone that she really loves. Can make her let it go.
It's neither my fault nor my problem.
Well, in a way, it is.
News to me.
I think you've got to let it go, too.
Let what go?
Oh, come on, Patricia. You're always on edge when I come back from her place, as if you're jealous or something.
I'm not jealous, just a bit resentful.
Well, then let it go.
Well, don't try and pull the wool over my eyes again, OK?
No, all right. No, I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Right.
Terry, no amount of packing and repacking will make the phone ring any quicker, you know?
No harm in being ready, though, is there?
I think the chance of you getting called in over Easter time is zilch, you know.
It's not the waiting, it's the not knowing. It's just doing me head in. Just wish I knew when I had to go in.
Life's tough sometimes. Is she making the understatement of the year? Anyway, when it does happen, I'll bring you some grapes.
Only being overnight.
Yeah, and then we can have a lot of fun trying.
You should be so lucky.
Yeah, I'm banking on it.
I bet you say that to all the boys, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But I only mean it with one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Guess the spelling, and you get a kiss for every time you get it right.
Is there a Y in it? A T?
Very good.
An E? R?
You get double for R.
I'm impressed.
What's the idea, isn't it?
Where are you going?
Church.
What?
Are you deaf or what?
Where'd you get that from?
Well, it didn't fall off the back of a lorry, sir.
I never said that, did I?
Not that Danny would mind anyway, I'm sure.
Oh, thanks, Barry. Very thoughtful of you.
It's the type of fella I am, isn't it?
Hey, thanks. What time's the service start? when I get there. Anyway, make sure you save us some chocolate. Ta-da! Church. He's up to something.
Yeah, he usually is.
Allez, trouver les œufs dans le jardin.
You're French. Your eggs are in the garden.
What are we doing here?
Well, you see, it's a French custom.
We're not friends.
No, you don't. Thought it might make a change.
You weren't mistaken there.
Right. Matthew, you go and find the eggs in the garden,
You
all right?
stay and watch. You stay and watch.
Go on.
Oh, no, cold, 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 cold. Warmer, 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 warmer. Boiling hot. You're burning. Matthew's just there.
Go on, you better show him.
Thought you said they were bright kids.
Well, probably they take after their dad.
You said it. Hey, Matthew, look.
Well, where are they then?
Well, I put one here and one over here.
This is a silly game.
Well, we don't know for sure. We can't prove anything. Can't accuse anyone.
So damn mean.
Dad, can we have our Easter eggs?
It's bank holiday. All the shops are shut. Except one.
Not the Moby.
What else can we do? I'll go.
I thought you bought your eggs.
Oh, we did, but they, disappeared.
What do you mean disappeared?
Well, we hid them in the garden. It's a French tradition. We thought it might be a bit of fun, but when they looked around, they'd gone.
What, you mean like nicked?
Well, unless rats like to eat wrapping paper and boxes. One purple and one blue. How much do I owe?
Oh, no, it's on the house.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Now, put it away.
No, it's very generous of you, but really,
It is very generous of us, but we're not taking
No,
anything
no,
for it.
I must insist.
Look, I can't trade on a Good Friday anyway. I don't have a license. You don't want to get me locked up, do you? There again, maybe you do. Yeah. Why should the kids have all the fun? There's one Easter for you and Pat.
Patricia.
Yeah, his missus. That's what I said, didn't I?
Well, you better hurry up. Kids aren't very patient when there's chocolate coming.
Yes, thanks.
Don't worry, I didn't give him last year's.
Wasn't that I was worried about, actually, Dee.
Had a guess. Whoever pinched his eggs pinched some of ours.
Had a guess. I'd say you were right.
And what's going on here?
The robber's den, eh? Is it Easter eggs you want, lads? Right. You lot are not moving till that lot are finished.
All right, Mr. Dixon.
They're only just past their sell-by date. Get Bugs Bunny to help you out if you like. This is going to be a whole new experience for you.
Water?
Death like chocolate.
Stronger, and their eternal salvation be assured. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Relive that moment for the rest of his life. The working class St. George slays the middle class dragon.
What's on?
It's a crime to be middle class around here, you know.
Oh, come on.
It is. unless you're 6'6" and you've got muscles in your spit and you live off a diet similar to Desperate Dan, you're looked upon as some effete wimp.
Better get the weights out then, hadn't we?
The estate agent should have put it in the advert. Middle classes beware, barbarians next door.
How much did he charge?
Oh, well, he didn't want to take anything for it.
Well, that was very nice of him.
Are you kidding? I gave him even more pleasure, not letting me pay anything.
Well, he could have ripped us off.
Considering his son nicked the eggs in the first place.
We don't know.
He did! We just can't prove it, that's all.
Mr. Bishop.
I thought your god was money, Mr. Grant.
No, my God's the same as yours, sir. No sign of nerves yet, then?
Nerves?
Yes, you know, with your daughter getting married.
Oh?
My father was a bag of nerves when my sister went up the aisle.
Yeah, same here, and with good reason. The hairdressers cried off last night, and we're really in it.
So, you need a hairdresser, do you?
You know anyone?
I might well do, actually.
Yeah, but will she be free, and is she any good?
Well, she's been working for a reputable hairdresser for a number of years, and she's now gone freelance. And she owes me a favour.
Do you know she's fixed on April 26th?
You leave it with me, Mr. Bishop.
Do you recommend her?
Well, I don't know that much about hairdressing, but...
You'd be doing me a big favour. This wedding's more important than any development in the world. And yes, I have been giving your idea some thought.
Good.
Nobody seems to have heard of Grant Leisure.
Well, nobody had heard of Saddam Hussein until he tried to take over the world.
I did speak to Jed Smith.
And?
He sang your praises. What do you think of him?
Completely untrustworthy.
Yeah, I got the same impression.
Do you think you'll be free for a couple of hours later on this week?
This the magical mystery tour, is it? How does Friday afternoon look?
That's great. Right, I've got to be off then.
Yeah. Oh, the name of the hairdresser?
Oh, Tracy Corkill. But you've no need to worry about that, Mr. Bishop. I'll get it all sorted out so you can get in touch with your daughter. You can just sit back, relax and enjoy yourself.
Some hope.
I want to see Darby. And don't tell me he's not here because I've just seen him walk through the door. Now get him out here now. Mr. Rogers.
Oh, don't be tight. They're yours, you eat them. But Tog and I'll feel sick. Oh, and I won't. I'd do it for you, wouldn't I, Bella? I'm going to throw up, Jeffo. Try him after he's been sick. He might have a bit more room then, will he? I'm in the corner, all right? Oh, and stop groaning, will you, and get on with it. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll swap you the pink one for the blue one. No, I can't see further than that. Well, I don't see the difference. So, by date, I'll have the older one. But you like the older ones, and you don't. Don't see you doing me a favour. Please yourself. I mean, I've only got this one to go, and then I've finished. I won't forget this. You better hadn't. Stop him groaning, he's put me right off my dinner. Shut up, you. My dad will come round when he finds out, you know. And what are you going to say? You got caught nicking Easter eggs and you made to eat them all. You banked it into the middle of next week.
If you're lucky.
I feel sick, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah, so did I when I realised someone nicked my Easter eggs. And so did Mr. Farnham. And I bet his kids weren't too happy either. That's what you three did, you know. You not only stole off me, you stole off them kids next door. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. And you two, you're lucky you don't tell your parents. Right, come on, empty your pockets.
What for, Dad?
You're going to pay your debt to society. Society being me. Now, come on. Hurry it up. Is that it?
Yeah.
Jump up and down.
If we do that, we will be sick.
Aye, all right. Now, you see this? This is going to be your contribution to charity. I'm going to give this to the Alder Children's Appeal. Happy Easter, lads, and keep eating.
Mr. Dixon, do you want a chocolate? Well in.
That's all, folks.
Oh, my daughter back, you hear me?
We can have some privacy if you'd like to step
And if it
this
means
way.
killing you to get her back, all well and good.
If you really want to fight in front of all these people.
That sounds good to me, yeah?
Look, we don't want to call the police unless we have to. Sammy will be the one to be upset. I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. If you could clear this area, we'll try and get things back to normal.
What is it with you, eh?
If you'd just like to come this
You're old enough to be a father.
You can see Sammy whenever you like, but I hardly think she'd like to witness...
Can you get anyone your own age? Is that it, or do you just like them young?
There really is nothing to worry about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You're sleeping with my daughter. Do you know how old she is?
If you could just...
17. You're nearly twice her age. She's only a kid. She doesn't know what she's doing, and you're taking advantage of her. A grown man. You disgust me. Do you know that?
Could you just move away, please? Just clear this area. Thank you.
Can't do anything on their own there, sir, can we? Hey, always need help.
She left and had nowhere to go.
So you took her into your bed, eh? Now aren't you the hero?
You drove her out because you wouldn't listen to reason and she couldn't stand it anymore.
She'd have come home if you hadn't taken her in.
She would rather have slept rough.
You'd have slept her well before that, wouldn't you? The boss, shown her the ropes, and a lot more besides, eh? All that mature, older man crap.
She wouldn't be with me if she was happy at home. Now, you can't face up to that fact, and so I happen to be a convenient scapegoat.
I'm a father!
I'm well aware of that, and I suspect you're an intelligent man.
The simple fact is, you're sleeping with one of your trainees. Now, what will your boss will say when he find out about that?
Oh, they know already. Your visit the other day. Now, look, you can keep coming here, making things awkward. Eventually, I'd have to leave.
Good! Well, you're going to have to choose, aren't you? My little girl or your career? And if you haven't got a career, how are you going to support her?
I've already been offered a transfer to another hotel in another city. And so has Sammy. What? Yes. But that would be her decision and hers alone. Just like moving in with me was her decision. No, I think it would be better all round if you were to leave now, Mr. Rogers.
You break her heart. I'll break you.
And just a reminder that from Wednesday, Brookside will be at its new time of 1 o'clock. Winners.
You can have a great big tickle like this, or a little spidery tickle like this. If you don't get all your apple, you get an horrible monster tickle.
Imagine me one when she sees this.
I don't imagine mine.
Tony, what have you done?
Simon!
Damn ears, get them off me quick! Dad! I got you, April Fool.
Frighten the life out of me then, Katie.
I got you though, didn't I?
Not much of a joke, that, love.
Sorry. Didn't mean to. Look. Just wanted to make you laugh, that's all.
Well, we're all right. I think it started up again. Oh, come on, I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand the thought of anything happening to you. You're everything to me, you know. You and Jeff.
You've got me and our Jeff. What, and me mum?
Yeah. I'm just wondering what went wrong with our Sammy, love.
It's not your fault you ran off with that stupid old Tim fella.
Old's the word, all right, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have minded then, if you'd went off somebody your own age and that.
Yeah? No? Well, I don't know. Well, not as much, I suppose. It's not so much his kids going away that hurt. I mean, you still miss them and all that. It's just knowing that they're going to be happy. Anyway, you won't run out on me for some Phyllis and Freddie, will you?
No. Well, only if I can get to school on this free bus pass.
It's no use you rattling your bars at me. I'm only going to be a sec. I'm just going to fetch you know who.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, that's all right. Was there something?
No, I just thought you might finish, that's all.
Oh, no such luck. You know, I sometimes think there must be enough advertising research data in the world to last the next 10 generations. But no. Somebody somewhere keeps coming up with more.
It's just what you're saying. Well, I heard you saying to Max, if you got finished early enough, you might go and watch him bowl a few Googlers or whatever it is they do.
I lied. Between you and me. No, even if I didn't have to get this lot sorted out by Friday, which I do, I think I might just be able to resist the chance of yet another round-table charity cricket match.
Is he no good at it? I mean, does he only get to play now because he's vice-chairman or what?
Max, no, it's brilliant. So they tell me. I mean, personally, I can't understand why they don't just hit the thing to Kingdom Come every time instead of just sort of dribbling the ball along the ground like that. But then, as anyone in the office would tell you, I'm only a woman, which is why I've been graced with the illustrious job of researching data for an impregnated mop head. And please don't make any jokes about it should come clean. I've had enough of them from Alex and Paul.
There you are, Percy. Just gonna go and see if I can get him to do a pinkle for me.
Pinkle?
Well, if he's a really good boy, he might manage a vroom vroom.
I'm never quite sure, are you, really, about teaching them all this silly baby talk? Seems a bit unfair when they only have to unlearn it all again.
No, I mean, kids learn the right words as they go along, don't they? I mean, I don't still walk around saying Balam and Moo Moo, do I? Sounds they pick up more. Well, Thomas understands what I mean.
And, with all the potty training business, do you really think we need to put this much pressure on him?
Well, he's miles behind some of the others that go to the clinic.
Maybe. Well, when we were on holiday, I didn't bother him with it.
No, I know. We're really getting somewhere before you went on holiday, you know. It's just... when he gets into a routine, it's best to stick to it, or else...
Well, I realise that, but...
I mean, it's like his nap. I always put him down at 2 sharp, you see. When you came back, he was all over the show, and if he don't get his sleep, he's ratty all afternoon. I mean, it's better for him if he sticks to a routine.
Yeah, it's just when he didn't seem too tired, I couldn't resist keeping him up to play with him.
Yeah, well, never mind. He's more or less back into our routine now.
Well, maybe I could sit with him while he's on his potty. I can finish the work afterwards.
Yeah, if you like. It's just... I'm more or less getting him into the swing of things now, and, well, to be honest, he knows you're not really serious about it.
Oh, well, maybe before bed, then. Be nice to have a little play with him.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you to get on in peace, then.
Hiya.
Leave over here for you, then. Come on. Come on. Excuse me. Whoops. Ta. Ta.
All right. We'll help you with the rest then.
There is no rest.
Well, for the wicked, or is this all you got left?
That's it. Nearly a sellout. Had to pack twice as many for the Friday market.
You're telling me.
I'll have 5 minutes first, though. What are you doing with the kids?
In the oven. I thought sauté with a little garlic and oil would be nice. All right, all right. Have yours with cream and mushrooms if you want.
Where are they really?
At Auntie Lou's.
Oh, Mickey, I'm going to land her with them and you on a day off and all.
Well, they didn't want to come back with me, did they?
Oh, sure.
No, straight up, Jose. She got on the phone, said bring them round for the Easter eggs, which I did, and then they didn't want to come home with me. I was going to do that jigsaw your mum sent and all.
Oh, poor baby. Maybe you get to do your jiggy tomorrow, then. So you're staying at Auntie Lou's for tea?
Yeah. You know what? I couldn't even tempt him when we promised him a peanut butter and Marmite butties.
That's kids for you, innit? No loyalty. fancy passing them your butties for the sake of Auntie Lou's chicken and that lovely sticky chocolate pudding she makes.
Oh, there, you're not going to reject me catering and all now, are you?
Me? Now, when have I ever been known to reject anything you were offering? Except when I'm too busy, like now.
Oh, hey, Josie, you've got to start packing these things up now, have you?
We can't sell what we haven't got now, can we? Could have sold twice the amount we did today if we'd had them. And even if I start now and go through till tomorrow, it shouldn't push you doing that.
Yeah, but tomorrow's out the question anyway. You're due back at the DIY.
I can ring in sick, can I? We'll make a mint on Friday if I really get stuck in with the packing tomorrow.
You know, Joe, sooner or later they're going to suss you out. They're either going to believe you and think they've got a very sick woman on their hands and sack you for your own good, or they're not going to believe you and sack you for their own good. Josie?
What? You know, it wouldn't surprise me if you did a twirl around and ended up with your knickers on over your tights and Captain Cautious written all over your thermals.
What?
It's like living with the world's leading authority on common sense, isn't it?
There's common sense, Joes. You're risking losing a good job, not to mention a regular wage.
We're doing great on the market. We could be doing brilliant if I could just get enough stuff packed up. I was thinking of asking somebody to help, you know, part-time, just a pack inside. It's not been too bad over the holidays. Once I'm back at work.
Oh, so you do intend to grace the DIY with your presence sometime, then?
Yes, but not tomorrow. Otherwise, we won't have enough stock for Friday. I might ask Margaret to help, you know, packing just for a couple of hours. I think the afternoon hangs a bit heavy for her sometimes. That might solve the problem of not having enough stock.
Yeah, well, I'm saying nothing.
Well, don't you think it's a good idea?
Big difference it'll make what I think. Yeah, well, I suppose if you get somebody to help with your packing, it'll solve the problem you might lose in your job ringing in sick every other day.
Great. And if Margaret doesn't want to take it on, I can always ask around. Mind you, though, what with me and somebody else packing part-time could be a bit of a problem.
Hang on a minute. Did I just take a wrong turn there, or didn't you just solve the problem?
Yeah, but solving one creates another, doesn't it? There's going to be all this extra packing going on. We've got to have something to pack. That means we need more money for stock.
I told you there, baby. You know what I've got going spare.
Do you know we should get help?
You know I would. I mean, I want you to make a go of this market thing if that's what you want. I'd help if I could, babe.
You could, though, couldn't you?
Well, if £3 and a 1960s premium bond's any use to you, then take it.
No, you could lend me some money, enough to really get stocked up.
What real money? I haven't got.
But you have. There's the court fund.
Do you mean the collection the cabbie's got for me?
Yeah.
But Josie, you know that money so that I could afford to plead not guilty to go to trial on that.
Go on, Mick. I'll have it back to a place before the trial even comes up. He said he wanted to help.
Jack, your dad's given you chip money, hasn't he?
Yeah, no.
Nice try.
Oh.
Never mind, love. One of these nights that might just work.
Dad, I think I saw a rat.
A rat? Tell me, is April Fool's Day the longest day of the year, or does it just seem like it?
Honest, we saw it over there. Mum, we did. Come on.
Well, it's not surprising, is it? When I told you all about that rubbish attracting vermin.
I think it's over there. So you better come and have a look now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Come on. It's over the wire. Right. Oh, God, it might bite.
Oh, yeah. Nice try, son, nice try. But you can't kid a kidder, and anyway, April Fool doesn't count after 12 o'clock.
Oh, you haven't. You rotten thing. Mum, that's my mascot, and I never swim my best times without him. Well, why don't you get something that you can wear around your neck, then? Yeah, and I'll wrap that round your neck in a minute.
Now, just stop it, the lot of you. Now, April Fool's Day is over for you two, officially. Do you hear me? Or there'll be trouble.
Oh, yeah, and what about them two going in me back?
And there's no telly after 9:30 for you two.
Mrs. Dixon.
And that's official.
Come on.
You.
I don't know. Rats.
And you two just behave for Jackie tonight, or else.
Come on, Cal. Worry too much about them, rats.
Right then, you two, you can go and get the chips. No chance we went last week. I'm all right, suit yourself, but the film doesn't start till 10 o'clock. All right then, ship money. And not too much vinegar for me, thanks.
Come to get you another one?
No tar.
Come on, Jose.
Come on, what?
Look, I've got to go and fetch the kids in a minute, and you know how upset they get if they see we've been arguing.
Well, we're not arguing, are we?
All right, sulking at each other then.
I'm not sulking.
No? Well, if your face gets any long, you better go to the doctor, because there's something wrong with it.
Wouldn't be much point in me sulking, would there? Once Captain Cautious has made his mind up.
Oh, look, how many times? The boys chipped in that money from their own pockets to help pay for the court costs.
A fine, you said? Oh, forget it.
Right.
But I'd be able to pay you back long before you needed to pay up for the... All right, forget it. But it's stupid me scrabbling around for a few extra quid just to get a bit of extra stock together, but no. You sit on your principles and watch me do it the hard way.
I would if I could, but it just wouldn't feel right. If I started dipping into that money, I'd feel like I let the boys down.
Thought she could have rang just to say she was all right, at least.
I should think she was under the impression that you don't care how she is.
That's nonsense, and you know it.
Well, if you will behave like a raging bull, you will give people these daft impressions, won't you?
Shouldn't our Katie be back by now?
Siobhan's. And you were here when she asked if she could come home later.
Is Siobhan's dad bringing her home?
For God's sake, Frank, don't start with Katie now.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. I can feel it coming. Just because you couldn't stop Sammy from slipping away from under, you think you've got to batten down twice as hard when it comes to our Katie?
That's stupid.
Not as stupid as you believing that being overprotective won't drive our Katie away just as quickly as Sammy.
Just thought you could have rang, that's all.
Yeah, well, climbing down's harder at her age than it is at ours.
I am climbing nowhere, me. The day for that'll be the day our Sammy packs this fella in. Lovely young girl like her, shacked up with some middle-aged lech. The more I think about it, probably just as well if I do go away.
You do go where?
Night. He's planning an overseas run. Asked if I'd be on for it.
Overseas? When?
Well, as soon as he sorts it out.
Well, couldn't you explain to him? I mean, tell him that you've got domestic problems. It couldn't have come at a worse time.
No, I can't. In fact, I think I'll ring him now. Tell him I am on for it.
Frank, why?
Because, Chris, if I stay around here much longer, knowing I'm within murdering distance of our Sammy with that, I might just go around there and do for one of them. Well, almost the night. I'm sorry to disturb you and all these.
No, come on, boys and girls.
Where's he getting from?
I've
shoved better notes in the letterboxes. I don't know why you don't give it a try. I mean, you wouldn't be the first singing postman, would you? Couldn't do any worse than that there.
Tell you what, Willie the Whip wants both now, if that's the best he can prove.
Yeah, you're on the committee, Charlie.
Bit of Charlie. Dee Dee, Shandy, Tia, Maria.
I'm either going to have to change my drink or you're going to have to trade that old joke in for a new one.
Hey, you can always change to RB Bitter.
Stick with Tia. Maria. Hey, you never know when I come back off my halls. I might just be drinking tequila or something like that.
Not from Malta, you won't.
Great. Are you definitely going? Yeah. Oh, you lucky beggars.
Mind you, there's a certain fellow here who might just be thinking of whisking me off for a week in the sun, mightn't you?
Oh, aye. Anybody I know?
Oh, we couldn't we? We could spend that $1,000 Mr. Smith gave you for the path.
Hey, I'm not going to need any help spending that, am I? I mean, I've got the shop to fit out and I know Barry Grant said he quotes us a good price, but it's still going to cost.
It's going to seem funny you in dry dock. You know, having a real shop instead of the old Moby.
He's hanging on to the Moby until the shop gets going. So blessed, perhaps. You know, he's going to look after the shop.
Seem a bit tame now, won't it, Ron? After a life on the open road.
You got to think 10 years on now, haven't you, Charlie? I mean, I'm getting on a bit now to be driving around freezing me sprouts.
Hey, we're not that old.
Midlife crisis. Not helped by finding his youngest with a packet of fags.
I know the kids are growing up and that, but I mean, it doesn't mean we're over the hill, does it? I mean, we can still have a good time, can't we?
Can I have your attention, please?
Not if he's got anything to do with it.
Now, as you know, at this junction, we have bingo, usually. But owing to the message from our caller that he has lost his voice...
How did he send the message, then?
Our last act, the Kirby Coyotes, have kindly agreed to carry on entertaining us with their never-ending repertoire of country and western favourites.
Over my dead body, Charlie.
Ron, where are you going to?
Hey, Willie, what's going on? If you wanted to empty the place, why don't you just announce a bomb scare and have done with it?
Don't tell me you're another knows a better act than this.
Willie, everybody knows a better act than this.
Yeah?
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's a set of lads I might quiz with that knocked these two into the middle of next week.
Yeah?
Yes.
Right then, tell them they're on. There's a charity do coming up.
That would do me, Willie. Tell you what, you won't regret it. They're good, you know. About time you give them things up.
I have. Haven't lit one since 1987.
Well, why waste your money on them?
Well, they're good for your nerves, aren't they, ciggies?
If that's the case, you're going to have to pass them round if these two stay on much longer. Have you got anybody else who can call the bingo for you? Hey, don't be looking at me, Willie. No way.
Suit yourself. They've enough material to last till closing, don't you tell me?
All right, then. Looks like you got a bingo card. What is it? Clickety-click. Two little ducks.
I'm sorry, is it disturbing you working? Oh, no, it's not that. It's just poor love. He sounds so miserable. Thought maybe if I play with him for a bit.
No, honestly, he's really nearly off. If we disturb him by getting him up again, I'll have him off in no time.
5 and 2.
No offence, like, but I
52.
wouldn't recommend that he gives up his day job.
7 and 6. What's she worth it? Anybody sweating? Don't forget first to the house, eh? Gets a night out with yours truly. I thought you'd like that. Next number, by itself, number 6. Come in, number 6. There is no number 6. Number 9, are you in trouble? All right, let the dog see the rabbit. Now then, 20. No, sorry, 30, 38.
Do you know, I don't recall ever seeing anybody get lynched before.
Stick around.
What have we here? Major's Den, number 10.
Yes, you are. Here,
Seems to have done nothing but drink this stuff since our Sammy went.
I think I'll take mine up with me. Tell our Katie when she comes in I've gone up, will you?
Bit early, aren't you?
Not much point in me staying up, is there? All we do is go round the same old houses about our Sammy. You won't budge, so...
That's it, isn't it? You think it's all my fault. But how can I budge, eh? She's only a kid. That greaseball Derby, he can't get anybody his own age to bother with him. So what do you want me to do? Agree with Sammy that he's the best thing since sliced bread?
Well, what is it you want from me? To side with you against her, to choose between you both? Well, I'm sorry, but I can't. Oh, you just don't understand, do you?
No. I'm not smart, am I? Like you and your fancy educated mates. But I'm smart enough to know one thing, Chris. The worst thing that can happen is for this to come between you and me.
Oh, well, why can't you see it from her side then, eh? If you could just go round there and talk to her.
I'm not talking to her while she's living under his roof. And I don't want you to even think about going down there.
Oh, so you're always better, is it? Cutting her off like something out of a stupid Victorian novel.
I'm having nothing to do with her while she's with him. And I don't want you to either, and I mean that.
Well, it doesn't really matter what you think. It doesn't matter what I think. But you pretending that this isn't happening isn't going to stop her from loving him.
Love? He calls some stupid infatuation love. Love is something we've got, isn't it? Something that's been going on for years. Not just for the time it takes to fancy someone. Something that goes on and on.
Good night.
And just a reminder that from tomorrow, Brookside will be at its new time of 1 o'clock.
Yes, but I didn't do it. Fine, all right, well, we'll talk about it, all right? We will. Bye-bye.
So, what did the ex-wife want this time?
Oh, just the usual pound of flesh.
A bit early to be calling to order it, isn't it? Even for Susanna.
Well, she wanted to catch me before I went to work. My new work.
Well, how did she know about that?
Is it okay if I go and see Josie next door? I just want to catch her before she goes to work.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, come on then.
Oh, no, it's okay. I've got to get my stuff together yet, anyway.
Okay. I wanted to take a jumper back for me. I know she sometimes posts the catalogue stuff from work.
Okay. Suppose the children told her about your new job. The one you're already fed up with.
After she says they stopped throwing up.
Throwing up?
Well, apparently I'm in the doghouse of feeding them cheap Easter eggs. Why she has to wait 3 days to slag me off,
And I suppose the kids told her that you were on better money as well.
No, I don't think so. I think she just assumed that for herself.
So did you tell her about the rise?
No. Well, it's obvious she didn't believe me. Anyway, she says whether or not she needs a rise.
But any extra you get's already spoken for.
Yes, well, we know that, don't we?
But what does she want more for God's sake? Another Capodimonte knick-knack, or has she gone on to some other idiotic load?
Sorry, won't be a tick.
Okay, fine. Well?
Would you believe a nanny?
I'm Mrs. Rogers. I've come to see Sammy. That is, if she's not at work.
She isn't at work, I mean. Easter holidays. I'll go and get her. Come in, please. Go right through.
Thank you.
She's still in bed.
Bit of an early bird.
Really yourself, aren't you?
I thought I'd take a look around before you got here.
See me? So, now you've had a look around, what do you think? Job going all right for you, is it? The lads have fixed that door you were moaning on about?
Yeah, well, at least it opens the right way now.
Well, if you draw your diagrams right, you know, my lads get on with the job, don't they? They can knock up a sales counter in the time it takes some people to open up the tool bag.
Yeah, but does it stay knocked together?
Long enough. Look, we never said we were going to build your cathedral, did we? We just said we'd do the right job at a fair price.
Fair enough. I was hoping the sparks might be a bit further on, though.
But that's not their fault, is it? They're short on materials.
So?
So, I'm waiting for my first stage payment. You know the job gets more expensive as it goes on.
3K, was it we said?
Only if you want delays on the job, which you'll have to explain away to your bosses at Monzard, won't you? Might have to explain away something else, like our little agreement.
5 grand. And I know I don't have to explain just what our little agreement is, do I, Barry?
I came to you with it, remember?
Fair enough. So, how's that big deal of yours you were telling me about?
It's getting closer by the minute.
A size 14 in the same colour, then.
Yeah, then I can wear it baggy. So you're not going into work at all then today?
Can't, can I? Me and Marcia won't have enough to sell on Friday if I don't get these together. Means I probably won't get this in the post today.
Oh, that's okay, and don't worry about it. I only brought it round now for an excuse, really. Max's ex had just rung. Said he wanted me out of the way for a while. Couldn't Marcia help you?
She's gone down the market to sell what I made up last night. I'd ask her to do some in the evenings, but I think she's got enough on her plate as it is. Pity she can't cover me at the DIY. Mick doesn't approve. Thinks I'm asking for the boot of the DIY for ringing in sick.
Yeah, you can see how much notice it takes of what I think.
But what happens if they do give me the boot? I'd stand to make more down the market.
Yeah, well, when you do, then you can start talking
But I
about
would,
it.
wouldn't I, if I could just make enough of these
Yeah,
to
but it
sell?
still wouldn't be steady, though, would it?
So how'd you work that out? We're selling all we can make. Stands to reason I could turn out more.
Well, thanks a lot, you two, but I think there's a better row going on next door.
I haven't asked you yet.
Ask me what?
For a favour, really, but one I'm prepared to pay you for. It's to do with Josie Johnson's Market Enterprises. Take no notice. Got to see the solicitor this morning about this burglar trying to do him for GBH.
That's some cheek, you know. Anyway, go on.
Well, you know you're always saying about having nothing much to do in the afternoons.
You want me to help you put party packs together?
Only until I can float the company on the stock exchange. And then I might be able to offer you something more in the executive line. Until then, do you fancy it? Whenever you can spare the time?
Yeah, I'd have to keep my eye on Thomas at the same time.
No problem. You can either take the stuff over there with you, or do it over here and Thomas can play with Gemma. Mind you, only after you've done all you're supposed to at Farnham Hall, though.
Yeah, I could use a few extra bob to save for some holidays. When do you want me to start?
Great.
All right, my turn. About time. You said be here so we could make an early start.
So where were you then?
We've been here, haven't we? Well, I have.
Well, where was you when I brought this lot out? Unplugging wires.
No, but you weren't here when we brought this, were you?
What's that supposed to be?
You said bring something for a sale.
We need something 10 times as big as that, Divvy. And I don't think this'll be big enough for the mast either.
We could use me mum's clothes for.
I knew it was worth having you aboard, talking me old mate.
But we still haven't got something for a sale.
Well, we need something big like her. Well, come on then. Or do you have to rub everything yourself?
So, have you lived here very long?
Oh, about 2 years. Look, I'm sorry about what happened with Mr. Rogers, but I'm afraid he didn't give me any choice.
Oh, honestly, Mum, I wish you'd take your coat off.
Oh, I didn't intend staying long, love. I just thought I'd pop over and see how you were.
Oh, we're fine, aren't we? Look, you might as well take it off, you know. I mean, it's taken me half an hour to persuade you to have a cup of coffee. Might as well slip it off by the time it takes you to drink it. Oh, hold on.
Thanks. I don't remember you being this careful at home.
Yeah, well, it makes a difference when you're the one doing the polishing.
Well, I'd better leave you two to it, then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drive you out.
Oh, you're not. It's just that one of the penalties of being management is that things like Easter holidays don't exist. Anyway, I expect you really came to see Sammy. All the same, I'm glad you did come.
See ya.
Bye.
He can be a real charmer, can't he?
So, I suppose there's something wrong with that, yeah?
No. I mean, well, I can see what you'd see in him.
An impressionable teenager, helpless victim of an older man's charm.
Sammy, that's not what I said, and it's not what I meant, love.
Yeah, but it's what you're thinking, though, isn't it? It's what my dad's thinking.
Do you know, when you go on about us not treating you as though you've got a mind of your own, I can't think independently of your father, you know.
Yeah, but you're on my dad's side over this, aren't you?
Sammy, I'm telling you exactly what I told your father. I'm not on anybody's side over this.
I will not be made to choose between you.
I just don't want either of you to be unhappy.
I am happy, thanks.
Yeah, I can see that with Tim. But Sam, I can't believe you're happy the way things are between you and your dad.
Mum, it's his fault. I mean, he was the one who was coming on all aggressive.
You didn't stay to sort it out, did you?
Oh, come on, Mum. How long did you expect me to stay with him, behaving like he was with Tim?
As long as it took to convince him.
Oh, yes, some chance of that.
Well, you don't know that, do you? Because you walked out when your dad just wouldn't come round overnight.
Overnight, Mum, it's been weeks.
All right, weeks then. But Sammy, your dad's been looking after you, watching over you, loving you for 17 years now. It's not a habit many dads can break overnight, you know. Look, Sam, it doesn't mean to say that I'm on your dad's side because I try and explain to you that he's got one. None of us are born parents, you know. None of us feel all that ready for it, feel like we're fit for it even. We spend most of our time bringing up our kids doing a PR job on ourselves, convincing ourselves that, yes, maybe we are right. And the nicest, the least self-confident men like your dad, well, they've got the biggest convincing job to do of them all on themselves. So maybe it's not that surprising to find out that they're the ones who find it hardest to let go. Because they're the ones who've tried the hardest. They've worried the most about getting it right. They've cared the most.
I didn't fall for Tim to hurt him. I don't like hurting him.
I know I'm only a mother, but give me some credit for knowing my daughter, eh? I know you love Tim. Doesn't mean that you don't love your dad. But it's your dad that needs convincing of that now, Sam. And if you could just come home...
Home? Mum, I understand what you're saying about my dad wanting the best for me and all that. But it's the way he did it. He was the one who made it him or Tim. And now you want me. There's no way. There's no way I am coming home now.
I'll leave that. I'll see to it. I'm just going to stick him on the potty and then I'll leave it soaking while we go shopping.
Great. Oh, Margaret, can you dig out some of Thomas's lightweight clothes at some point to see what'll still fit him now it's getting warmer?
Yeah, I've done it. I've made a list of what I'll need for the summer.
Great. I don't suppose that'll cost less than 100 or so.
Good God. I wasn't intending spending that on my own summer wardrobe. How come the smaller things get, the more you have to pay for them?
Well, he's going to need sandals, short-sleeved shirts. Oh, look, Max, you're going to have to keep the lid on Susanna and this giving her extra money business. You know you don't keep her and the kids short. Anyway, even if you did start shelling out extra, there's no guarantee she'll spend it on a nanny, like she says. We'll likely use it to refurbish the guest room again.
I don't know. She did seem pretty serious about it. Having a nanny, I mean.
But what for? She doesn't work. She doesn't have to. Or is it so she can brag to those jumped-up badminton friends of hers? Nanny's at home with the little ones.
Maybe she wants to work.
Susanna?
Well, it's possible, isn't it? Did have some grand ideas before.
Before what?
Before she gave it all up for me, I suppose. She was in line for a degree. Could have walked into any respectable career.
Max, giving it up is what she chose to do.
Yes, I suppose so.
How's that for Simon?
I'm just going for some bread.
You what? She's got no bread in again. Terry, I'm starving.
I'll only be a minute. I'm just nipping down the shop.
I've got to go out again, though, haven't I? You want to get her better trained.
Hey, she has to work for a living, you know. And anyway, you just coming in from yesterday or what?
No, I come in late last night and left early this morning, and I was nice and quiet because of Danny, all right? Been down to see Smith at the site.
I hope this building inspector doesn't join you.
Terry would have no trouble there, not with me in charge.
That's what I mean.
Smith's happy enough.
Well, he would be, wouldn't he? I mean, you're doing him a big favour by doing the job cheap for him.
Wait till he hears about the next deal. And that's the one you can do me the favour with.
Well, you can tell me about it over breakfast. While I go for the bread, you can put the kettle on.
Terry, I've got to go out again, though.
All right, well, if I don't see you later, I'll catch you some other time. It's no big deal.
How much longer? He's gone. He might have just gone into the front room. I'm telling you, he's gone. He might have just gone upstairs or something. I heard the front door go, come, Ed. It's gonna be dead sound, this. If you ask me, it's gonna be too heavy. That's why no one ever asks you bricks or brains, because you're always wrong. No, he's not. He's only wrong most of the time. Anyway, a sail has to be strong, doesn't it? To stop the winds and the gales ripping it up. Yeah, be dead sound, that.
Anyway, we can't put it up here, can we? You know what Michael do is not if he sees it.
Yeah, well, we just leave it on his bike till the launch. When is the launch? When we're ready. Anyway, I was thinking this'll be better than the Mars clothes prop. Yeah, be all right, that. Sound. Let me just get this right there. Hurry up. All right. It's there. Down, down. Way, sound.
So, Mr. Johnson, this is probably going to be our only meeting before the case comes before the court in a few weeks' time, and it's really just for me to make sure there have been no changes in your wishes when it comes to how you'd like me to proceed on your behalf.
No, I don't think so.
I have to make sure, you see, that your instructions are still as discussed before I consult with counsel. You're still intent on offering a plea of not guilty.
No reason to change my mind, have I? I'm no more guilty than the last time.
You'd be surprised how many times that chair's seen a change of plea, Mr. Johnson. And not always because the person in it considered him or herself to be morally guilty. Just guilty under the law.
Oh, no more for me, thanks, love.
Are you sure? It's no bother.
Yeah. I've been up since early this morning. Feel as if I've drunk gallons already.
So, where does my dad think you are then, if he doesn't know you're here?
Your dad doesn't know anywhere. He'd gone before I came. He's gone to see Mr. Knight about this long run he's on.
Would you have lied if you had to?
What do you think I was up early wondering about? Still, I'm glad I didn't have to. But I had to come and see you one way or the other. I don't believe people could settle the differences from a distance.
And have we settled ours?
Well, anyway. Well, I'm glad I came to see you. I feel easy about you now in my mind. You know, it's funny, you know when you first came down this morning, I thought to myself, if I didn't know this young woman, if I'd never seen her before, I wouldn't have doubted for 1 minute that, well, you weren't grown up enough to be here, coping with a relationship, this house. Of course, because it's all mixed up with you being my daughter and me worrying about you. You and your dad falling out. Still in the middle of it all, though. I felt really proud of you.
I'm glad we can still be friends, Mum.
Sam, your dad wants to be.
I know, Mum, but not with me as I am now. What my dad wants is to still be friends with that little girl. And I'm just not that little girl anymore.
No. No. Oh, no, you're not.
Look, Mr. Radcliffe, I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but have I really got to go through all this again?
Yes, we do. I really would be failing in my duty both to you and to counsel if I didn't make doubly sure that you were aware of the possible implications of your entering a plea of not guilty. Because a change of plea when we're all three of us standing in the courtroom wouldn't help you in the least. I really can assure you of that.
No way, Mr. Radcliffe. That scum sought me and mine out. I didn't go looking for him. I haven't been looking to hurt anybody since I was a kid.
I'm prepared to believe that you're not a naturally violent man, Mr. Johnson. But we have to convince a jury that on this particular occasion, as provoked as you were by fear for your family and your property, that you didn't use your superior size and strength to inflict injury to a degree that went beyond what could be considered reasonable force.
Okay, Mr. Radcliffe, well, supposing this council, or whatever you call it, supposing they asked how reasonable they would be if some lowlife scared the living daylights out of their wives and kids.
Mr. Johnson, I have to tell you what you've just said, and under far less pressure than there'll be in court, is what some juries might construe as tantamount to an admission that you did use unreasonable force that night. And you are aware of the possibility that not all jury members would find themselves kindly disposed towards you.
Why, because I'm black? Yeah, well, black, white, sky blue, pink with a fancy frilly border. I'm not pleading guilty. I mean, apart from anything else, if I stand up in court and plead guilty, I stand to lose more than my reputation. I stand to lose my job as well.
As long as you're aware, Mr. Johnson, that pleading not guilty isn't the same as being found not guilty. And the court may be more leniently disposed if you were to admit the charge and show your remorse at having been uncharacteristically driven to violence.
Oh, so I stand up in court and I say sorry to this thieving little slug and I get no more than a slap on the wrist?
I can't guarantee that's all it'd be. Only suggest that a jury could see it in a kinder light.
But I still end up with a big fat guilty against my name. No. Not guilty, Mr. Radcliffe.
Very well.
It means a lot to a lot of people, you see. My wife, the kids, the guys in the cabs who had the whip round for me. It means a lot to me.
I do understand that, Mr. Johnson. And I am, well, let's say, optimistic about the outcome.
So why have you just spent the last 10 minutes getting me to plead guilty?
Only making sure you were aware of the option. Now then, the next step is for me to consult with counsel on your behalf.
So, you think I stand a fair chance then?
Well, under the circumstances, I might be persuaded to say I'm very optimistic. Especially since you're in the fortunate position of having a neighbour who witnessed the incident.
Oh, Frank, yeah, Frank Rogers.
Yes. Without Mr. Rogers' statement, we could be talking about a whole different ball game, as they say. But with it, I think we have every reason to be confident, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
Don't leave it there, I can't get in. We're on to our breakfast meeting, mate. I thought this was mixed in today.
Well, he's going to see the solicitors again, isn't he? He's doing tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, great. So that leaves you at a loose end on Friday, doesn't it?
It depends what for.
The favour. I mean, I didn't have the money to finance it, did I? But now I have.
Smith.
Yeah, that's right.
Upfront money for the shops.
Well, I think that's the impression he'll be labouring under, Terry.
Who's it for, then?
It's to just show a fella that I don't need his money, that's all.
But you do, don't you? And the best way to get money out of people is to show them that you don't need it.
You don't have catch on quick, don't you, Terry?
Yeah, well, I went for a bank loan once, didn't I? So who is it you're trying to impress?
I'm not trying to, Terry. I'm going to, and that's where you come in.
Oh, yeah.
Look, all you've got to do is drive down in a boss car and wear a boss suit and don't get no creases in it, all right?
Hey, hang on, hang on! Oh, where's this suit and car coming from?
Look, and get in it with money, can't you, Terry?
Even me.
Look, I'm not asking you to do for nothing, am I, mate? All you got to do is stand round, look the part, take a few notes. I'm the one who's doing all the business.
All right, yeah.
You will?
I've just said so, haven't I? But listen, I don't want paying. What I owe you, we'll call it quits, eh?
Yeah, all right, tell you. Look, I've been round to see about ironing the car and that should be sound, should be no problem there. But I don't want you letting me down, Terry. I mean...
Do you want me to sign it in blood?
I'm just worried that Sue might say something, that's all.
Like what?
Well, you know, she doesn't want you doing favours for me and all that.
She won't. Listen, I've told you, haven't I? I'm going to do it, all right? So get this heap out me way.
Said you, Terry?
Oh, funny. So, Friday, is it? This Barry Grant multi-million mega show?
It's not going to be a show, Terry. It's going to be a spectacular. Ta-da!
A marathon with a difference, 26.2 miles running backwards, and a scuba diver who gets a little too close to a stingray in live camera action. Next.
right, Mick.
Have you forgotten it's Friday or what?
What? Oh, no. How to go to solicitors?
Oh, sound. He doesn't think there'll be any problem. Not with Frank backing me up and everything.
Oh, great. I bet you wish it was sooner then, eh? When is it? 3 weeks?
More like 4. So what are you doing stealing my cab?
Oh, I'm only borrowing it. I didn't think you'd want it for half an hour.
Well, I wasn't intending to, actually.
Don't worry, I'll bring it back with the seat nice and warm for you.
No, my ma used to say that's the way nice boys like me got themselves
Pregnant? It's all right, you know. You can't say it.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Any news from the Aussie about when they might want you in?
Nah, not yet, but who knows? You know, you just have to wait your turn, don't you? So you'll have to watch out for the seat.
Yeah, I hope so, mate. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's like, look, I'm just going down the shops to get a notepad to go with the suit.
I don't think they'll have anything that can cope. I didn't know you're into the male modelling.
Nah, it's just a job I'm doing for Barry, isn't it? A couple of hours' work driving some posh motor. Well, that'll be Sue telling me that Barry's telling her that I'm going to make him late if I don't hurry up. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, mate. A couple of minutes, Sue.
Oh, damn. I've got the hospital on the phone wanting to know if you can go in.
What now?
Yeah, well, as long as he hasn't had more than a drink. They've got cancellation of a bed, you see, and I don't want to say yes without asking him first.
Listen, tell him that he'll be on the phone in a couple of minutes. And look, if he needs me to run to the Aussie, just give us a shout, all right? See you, Sue.
I've got the hospital on the phone.
So I heard. He doesn't have to go in today, though, does he?
Well, why should he wait if they can do it now?
Because he's already promised himself to me today. And because on the strength of him promising me, I've already invested a few grand. Now, you wouldn't want him being in hospital, would you? Lying on the operating table, thinking that he'd let his best mate down.
Well, he'll have to decide for himself which is more important to him, won't he?
As long as he is allowed to decide for himself. Know what I mean?
I was only going to tell him that he phoned back.
Hey, Chris, we got any toothpaste? Oh, it's her. Listen, Chris. I hate setting off when things are not right between you and me.
How about when they're not all right between you and Sammy?
What about it? Well, what?
Oh, you'll only blow your top.
You haven't heard from her, have you? Because of our Sammy's thing coming back here.
No. She doesn't want to come back.
But you have heard from her. Well, I don't need a knife twisting, Chris, with the latest report of her and a Jerry accident. Fancy man, thanks.
Frank, I went to see Sammy. Don't go blowing your top.
What'd you expect me to do? When you go sneaking behind your own husband's back like that?
Oh, she's my own daughter. Now, what was I supposed to do, eh? Leave it up to you to sort out this stupid situation. Our daughter feels she can't come back and visit her own home.
She's the one who wants to leave home and go and set up with that. As long as she's with him, I don't want to visit him, Chris. I don't want to bring the smell of him back in this house.
Look, if you could, you know, just go and talk to them rationally, maybe, eh?
Never had you down as a traitor, Chris.
Frank, I won't be made to feel a traitor because I love my own daughter.
Well, what do you want me to call it, then? When you've obviously been going around here having cosy little chat with him, as well as our Sammy behind me back.
Frank, I went because I love Sammy, not because I don't love you. I went because I didn't know where she was or how she was, and I needed to know she was all right. She is all right.
She'll never be all right. Not to me. Not as long as she's letting that know, Mark.
Makes no difference, you know. You can call him all the names under the sun. He'll still be the fella she loves. She does still love you, though.
Thought you said she was all right. If she's all right, she doesn't need me, does she?
Frank, she does. And what are you doing about it, eh? You're going to drive off to God knows where, leaving her thinking that you're not there for her.
Chris, she is the one who said she's old enough to look after herself.
Hang on. I named this ship the HMS Enterprise to Bowling Road. I named this ship a flaming disaster.
Are you sure you don't mind? I know you don't want to do it.
Well, I'd be happy never doing anything that involved Barry Grant, but seeing as you're doing this for us, you know, I'd rather have come with you, see you settled in and everything.
Well, he's just laid out all the money, hasn't he? Known for the suit and the car and that.
Well, look, I volunteered, right? I don't want you lying there worrying that you've let him down.
You gonna come to the Aussie after?
Yeah. I'll get there as soon as I finish helping him play the big shot.
Cheers, Mick. Thanks for taking us.
All right.
So, get going, eh?
You do want to do this, don't you?
I've told you, haven't I? I want us to have our kids.
I'll be back as soon as I can, okay?
Yeah. I'll see you later, eh? Let's get going, eh, Mick?
Just so you know why I'm doing this. It's the last favour we owe you, okay?
I think you'd be better with a nice dress on. Something low cut, you know. And get on with it, because we haven't got much time.
I named this ship an Enterprise and a half. See, I told you to be sound. See, told you to be too heavy. Yeah, well, it's got to be heavy enough to stop the current dragging you. What are we going to want to park it for, anyway? Don't park about, stupid. Well, what do we need that for, then? Well, you're more about or anchor it if you want to stop out in the middle. Why do we want to stop out in the middle? How about we watch you walk the plank? Is this a mutiny or what? Or are you a chicken now we're ready for setting sail? I'm not chicken. Well, neither am I. Hang on, quick, get in before it floats off with us. Right, you get in and I'll push, right? Right, he's ready. Right, he's ready. 1, 2, 3. Quick! Oh, wait, help me! Help me! You've got to look on the bright side, Dad. Oh, you mean we've wasted all week getting it ready? And there's a bright side? At least we'll be home for Christmas.
Right, don't forget, spread the lines orange out on the bonnet, all right?
Why?
Just do it, eh? Grab hold of that. Well, at least he's later than we are. We'll just have to bluff me driving this.
It's not quite the limo you promised Terry, is it?
Well, we didn't have time to pick that up, did we? Anyway, you just keep stum and start flashing them, man. I'm all right. Mr. Bishop, good morning. Oh, it's Susie, the right-hand girl, as you might say.
Oh. Well, this looks like fun.
Oh, it's the architect's. He's around the site somewhere. How you use it for buzzing around the site, you know. Susie, of course, prefers the comfort of the car.
Ah, well, you can drive around in mine if you like.
Actually, there's no need for that, Mr. Bishop. I always feel it's better to look at a development from the air. There we go.
To go so early?
Might as well get down to the depot in good time. Make sure the rig's ready.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't like going when things are not right between us, you know.
I'll still worry about you. More than usual, though. Oh, Frank, I wish you'd go and see her.
Chris, I can't.
Well, Tim's not there. He's working all week, and our Sammy, she's off.
Crucify me.
Oh, Frank, it wouldn't, though. I mean, if you could just go and see her, talk to her like I did. You know, I was half expecting to see the same old Sammy, forgetting to turn the spuds off, buried under a mountain of washing because I wasn't there to do it for her, but, you know, to see how capable she is. Oh, I don't know. You know, you think your kids are so scatterbrained. You wonder how they'll survive if you're not there to pick up after them. Well, you forget that they can do things. I don't suppose it pays them to let you see, because they've got someone to do it for them, but you can't stop treating them like kids any more than they can stop treating you like adults. So maybe going's the only way of breaking the habit on both sides. Frank, go and talk to her. I mean, you can see she's holding up her own. Go and talk to her like I did. Like the young woman she is.
See her playing at it, you mean? Chris, if she was as grown up as you say she is, she'd know. She'd know that fellas like Darby feed off young girls like our Sammy, because young girls that age, to see the likes of him as sophisticated and mature and all that.
Well, go and see how sophisticated and mature our Sammy is now.
I don't mean not leaving wet towels on the floor and all that crap, Chris. I mean up here, where it counts. She's a bright girl. She'll be an even brighter woman. And that's what men like Darby can't cope with. I'm telling you, Chris, the minute he sees our Sammy turn into somebody more mature than he'll ever be, scared the living daylights out of him. And he'll drop her like a ton of bricks. Now, it's not us that doesn't want her to grow up. It's him.
Well, if you're right, that's all the more reason why we have to be there for her. Look, if it happens like you say, it's all the more reason for us to sort it out. Let her know that she's got somewhere to go to. Frank. Oh, Frank, will you go and see her? Please? That's where she is.
You got any more of those blowers?
Somewhere. Oh, yeah. Betty, you're working round here, isn't it? Saves you running backwards and forwards when you forget stuff.
Yeah, it's nice for my lad to have someone to play with as well. I think he's about as bored of the park as I am.
All right.
No, love, didn't think it was that time.
I thought, seeing as that you was here, I'd save myself the price of a burger.
Yeah, better get him back for his.
Might as well stay and have you with us.
Oh, no, you're okay. I'm sure Mick wants some peace with his lunch.
Mick won't mind, will you? And if that's the Lecky bill, I posted it on Monday.
They brought it forward. April, that's next week. I mean, the case wasn't due for another 4 weeks yet.
Better, innit? Get over and done with.
I suppose so. I just wasn't expecting it, that's all.
Is that the court case? You nervous?
Nothing to be nervous about, the solicitor said.
I'm still gonna be nervous, though, aren't I?
Look, this way won't be hanging over you. The sister said they're bound to come down on Mick's side, especially with Frank saying how he saw it all.
Oh, look, I better go and let Frank know. He'll have to tell them at work and that. I didn't see his car when I was coming in, but I'll tell Chrissy anyway.
Oh, she's not in. She came round with the catalogue money, going to see some friend or other. Hey, did you hear this? Sammy's gone off with this old bloke.
Oh, look, did she say how long she'd be or when Frank would be back? Because I've got to tell him.
Neither of them will have gone far, will they? Might even be back by the time you bring the chips.
All right, Joseph, come back for a proper dinner for a change.
And I've been kicking my heels all morning. Will Thomas eat a whole fish?
No, really, don't bother about us. You know, Patricia likes him to have his balanced diet.
So what will you be giving him then?
Well, fish fingers.
Beans, not peas for Gemma.
Look, if you see Frank or Chrissy, just tell them, will you?
I'll say, Frank, Star Witness Act topping the bill sooner than expected, right? Made for worry, that man. I mean, Frank said he'd stand up for him whenever he was needed. What's the problem?
And you don't want to let anything you've heard about the water table worry you either.
You don't think so?
Not according to my research. The levels are approximately 40 foot now and is rising at a foot a year. It shouldn't affect this area for at least 20 years. And the levels are all localised as well. Mind you, we can check the graphs when we go back if you like, Mr. Bishop.
No, you seem to have gone into it well enough.
Enough to know it won't affect this development. Yes, and that's the other thing. There's a possible extension to the M57 right the way through to Speak, which will link us up with the M62, a bigger catchment area.
A few more mouths to feed, eh? I was wondering, apart from any catering outlets I might think of bringing in, would there be much room for sports goods, you know, clothing, equipment, that kind of thing?
I would have thought there'd be enough room for a hypermarket down there. I didn't know you were into clothing, Mr. Bishop.
Oh, I'm into all kinds of things, aren't I? Especially anything in the leisure pursuits line. Anything that helps you rest and play is a good investment these days, since there's going to be more of that about than work.
Well, I'm sure we'll find some floor space for you down there. We'll have a look at the plans when we get back. Right. I think we've seen all we can from up here, Mr. Bishop. If you'd like to take us back down now, please, Ian. Back down to the Jeep. I don't like to keep Susie waiting around. You know what women are like, Mr. Bishop.
Sam? As good as she looks, is she?
Well, she's okay, Sam. As long as you know how to handle her.
The local radio slots will obviously carry most of the local rag ad copy on alternate weeks. Your floor may be clean, does it gleam, all the relevant trigger phrases. Yes, Patricia, the well-worn guilt trigger, but who are we to knock it if it works? But the main thing is that papers, packaging and radio all carry through the key slogan, which is so simple, even a man can do it. Smart, huh?
Smart, yeah, but clever.
Oh, come on, Patricia. Just because you know old Max isn't likely to be grabbing up the fabulous new polish-impregnated clean sheen mop and setting about your kitchen vinyl.
No, Alex, because I think there's hardly a woman alive who'd fall for that line. I mean, granted, the old guilt button, you've managed to flick a mop over the kitchen tiles, but wouldn't you rather hubby thought you'd been down on your hands and knees polishing it yourself? The old guilt button still works on some women. Anyway, though, why more of us can't keep our guilt quotient down to a dull raw for more of the time.
Conscience bothering us about some little domestic chore we didn't manage before leaving for the office this morning? Rather proves my point, I think.
I think, Alex, if you'd been listening, you'd have heard me giving you that point, albeit reluctantly. No, it's the so simple even a man could do it line that really stinks.
Perhaps if you could tell us why, Patricia, on the basis of research and statistics, of course, not from a personal standpoint.
No, I'm not paid to make input from a personal standpoint, Paul.
I'm sure no one was implying that you would.
No, what I am paid to do, amongst other things, is to point out where similarly angled campaigns have succeeded or failed. And recent campaigns that have pretended that male partners share domestic chores have failed on a pretty heroic scale, because it really doesn't match woman's reality.
Ah, so I was right. Old Max isn't making with the housework.
For heaven's sake, Alex.
Sorry, didn't mean to pry into any personal domestic problems.
Well, feel free, since I don't have any.
Oh, no, of course, I forgot. Patricia's one of the new breed of superwoman, you see, Paul. Runs a home, a job and a family, all in perfect harmony.
Then perhaps we should let her get on with the job I'm sure she does so well, eh?
My sentiments entirely.
And I'm sure you're right about women not being able to relate to ads showing caring, sharing male partners. But surely that isn't what Alex's slogan is trying to do, is it?
Right. We're not saying that men will use the clean sheen, but women are cleverer because they will and can.
Oh, brilliant. So now we're going to patronise women by telling them how much cleverer than men they are by being the ones who actually get to use the mop.
Give us a minute, would you please, Alex?
Certainly.
I am right, you know. I mean, the research bears me out.
Research, statistics. There's always the danger we make it come out reading the way we want it to.
Oh, you mean take it away and make it read the way men want it to?
Well, since our client is a man, and since I happen to believe from not inconsiderable experience that the campaign will work, that might not be a bad idea. Oh, by all means, take it home early and do it if you like. That way you won't get distracted by maybe worrying about what's going on back home.
I never am, Paul. I have a perfectly reliable home help to look after things at home.
Excellent. We'll have lots of peace and quiet there to rework the research report.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed yourself there, Mr. Bishop.
Told you, Sam.
Right, Sam it is. Thanks very much. Goodbye now.
See ya.
Can't believe how well it's gone, can you?
Well, if you're quite finished playing little big man for the day, wouldn't mind going to see Terry. Could you take him to the hospital?
I don't mind doing that. I'm not going to need you for anything else. Not today, anyway.
I wasn't expecting you back till later.
Obviously. And just where, may I ask, is Thomas?
Oh, he's okay. He's been helping.
Helping?
Pretending to help us pack this lot. Been having a great time in Gemma. Mind you, they've been taking out more than they've been putting in just as well, really. I'd have to pay them as well.
Am I to understand you're being paid to do some sort of packaging work?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd mind. It's only a couple of hours. It's just it gets a bit boring in the afternoon sometimes.
Oh, dear. Well, I am sorry if doing what you're paid to do and looking after my child isn't stimulating enough for you.
No, just a minute, Patricia.
No, you just wait a minute. It just happens that I employ Margaret, and for you to encourage her to neglect my child for the sake of that tatty rubbish only goes to show you're even more irresponsible than I thought you.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Hey, what's going on here?
No, you stay out of this, Mick. This is between me and Lady Muck here.
I will not be dragged down to the level of a street brawl by the likes of you. Now, will you just get Thomas and we'll discuss this at home?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not having it taken out on you. You stay here.
Hey, Josie!
Just keep her there while I go and sort this out. Oh, no, you don't. Nobody gets to talk to me like that. And you're not going to take it out on that kid either.
That kid is the one I have to be able to trust when I have to go off to work every day.
So? And what's she done wrong then? He's been happy as Larry playing with Gemma. So if you've got anything to say, you better say it to me and not to some little 17-year-old you think you own.
I happen to think she owes me some loyalty. I can't do a full-time job and worry that she's only doing hers part-time.
So stay at home with him yourself. People like you don't have to work, you just prefer to.
Prefer? Oh, and you don't prefer, I suppose. You'd be no happier stuck at home glitting the rotten kettle than I would.
I'm saying you're not the only working mother around here. I have to leave mine too, you know.
Oh, and that's all right, isn't it? Leaving with friends and relatives. But the minute you pay someone instead of taking advantage of other people's good nature and all of a sudden you're an uncaring mother, well, I do care.
Well, so do I. And I resent you thinking Thomas hasn't been all right because he's been round at ours. You might be queen bee at that fancy job of yours.
Josie!
I suppose you're going to say that that makes us even or something.
Or something.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I suppose you're entitled to that one. But I don't want you giving it Margaret in the neck, all right?
Right. Would you just ask her, please, to bring Thomas home?
I didn't think she had it in there. You can tell Margaret the coast is clear.
Chrissy! Been looking for you, love.
Oh?
Oh, well, Frank, really. Is he due back later on, is he?
Frank, no.
I'll do in the morning. It's just a mixed court case has come up.
Oh, well, that'll be all right. It's 4 weeks away yet, isn't it?
Well, not since I opened the mail. No, it's been brought forward, and I thought I'd better let him know, because I need him to do his witness bit next Friday, if that's all right.
Mick, no, it isn't. You went away this morning on an overseas run. It'll be weeks.
Yeah, but you still keep in touch, don't you?
Oh, I'm not sure I know how. I mean, he never knows where he's going to be from one day to the next.
Well, he'll ring you, though, won't he?
Probably not till next week.
And by then he'll be a week's drive away.
Look, if he rings up before
Yeah.
then...
Thanks, Chrissy.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
But this fancy what's his name, his counsel and solicitors get in. He'll still be able to get you off, won't he? Mick.
Without Frank as my witness, I wouldn't bank on it.
And Brookside is back tomorrow at the same time.
you doing here? I said, what are you doing here?
No need to shout.
Thought you'd be at work.
No, I didn't feel too well, so I took the day off.
You can't do that. You've only just started there.
No, I felt rotten.
You were all right at breakfast.
Shall I make a cup of tea?
Oh, hi. Yeah, great. Well, where does it hurt?
Well, no, it's this all-over feeling, you know, no energy. My head.
Have you taken anything for it?
No, I just thought it would be better if I took things easy.
Well, you're certainly doing that. Margaret, in the cupboard over there, there's some paracetamol.
Yeah, I've been telling him he should take something all morning.
You know I can't take tablets.
These are special dissolving ones.
Look at this.
Oh, not something else.
What do you mean, not something else?
Well, the cupboard under the sink's always getting stuck.
Yeah, and you can never open any of them drawers.
What's this, a double act?
It's been mended before, see? There's 2 screw holes here.
Needs a fresh start, if you ask me.
It is a double act. So, what's Ron Clampett up to this time?
What do you mean?
Well, it looks like he's setting up in competition with the Tate Gallery.
What?
He seems to have acquired this amazing plastic object.
Believe this?
Yeah.
Oh. This is going too far.
What about this? Ron Dixon seems to have effected a miracle cure. You sure Max isn't skiving?
What's this?
It's a fountain.
Yeah, I can see it's a fountain.
The water comes out of here.
Yes, I know.
Continuous flow. More than we can manage, eh? Just keeps going round and round.
You're not going to put it here, are you?
Yeah. As soon as I can lay my hands on a pump, I will.
Oh, no. It's far too big. Quite out of proportion.
I can't wait to see Dee Dee's face.
Have you no aesthetic sense?
You what?
Well, this sort of thing would be okay in its proper place.
Proper places all over the place, aren't they? Haven't you ever seen the ones outside Buckingham Palace?
Well, yeah, if it was set in proper stone and the stand was made out
Dee
of
Dee's
something
always
different,
call this our little palace.
and the water came out of somewhere more appropriate.
I can't see anywhere more appropriate.
An urn, or a dolphin even.
All right, lads. Anyway, look, Max, it's my house. I'll do what I want, okay?
See you later about this.
Yeah. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Tell, you're not looking too clever there, mate.
Ah, never better. I've just picked him up from the Aussie.
Nothing serious, I hope.
I was been surrounded by loads of nurses all weekend, haven't you?
Not that I could do anything about it.
Sounds bad.
Ah, just a little off, nothing serious.
What do you think about this, then?
Looks like I do a new pair of strides.
It's a fountain for the back. The water comes out of there, see?
Yeah, we going in or what?
Yeah, I think we'd better that.
It just goes round and round, you know.
See you
Right, come on then.
Continuous, like, flow.
It's an absolute monstrosity. But it's got this horrible little pouting face.
You mean it's a cherub?
Well, I think it's supposed to be a little boy.
Yeah, there used to be a cherub in the park near our school. It was like playing a sort of harp.
No, this isn't a cherub. Ron Dixon says it's a fountain.
Oh, that's nice.
It is not nice. Now, have you any idea where the water comes out of?
I think I can guess.
47. Do you think he'll be back so soon?
Waste of time.
How do you mean? You didn't see Frank's boss?
I wasn't there. Nobody was there.
So we still don't know where Frank is?
No wagons or nothing. The place was deserted.
The trial's on Friday.
Don't I know it? I was counting on Frank to speak for me.
He'll be all right.
How do you know?
You got to keep your spirits up. Look, we've been busy.
Yeah.
Trouble is, it's not the right season for kiddies' parties. Or the summer coming up.
So was birthdays.
Come on, let's keep us going, is it? We need to branch out.
They always do them little packs of cheap toys so when the holidays come.
Yeah, little bags of paper and crayons for kids when they go on long journeys.
Buckets and space to take away with them.
They do really well. Only the trouble is, we need the money to lay out on the stuff first.
You're not supposed to be paying for the market stall, Joe. Just use some of the profit to get some gear.
I've just done that. Now, where do you think this lot came from? If we're going to branch out, we need extra cash.
Oh, it's no good looking at me.
Where's that money in the cash box? 300.
The collection, the cabbie's collection. No chance. Where are you going?
To get Leo. I'd only be borrowing it.
You know what that money's for, Jose.
Yeah, Mr. Fowler, the solicitor. I'd pay it back before you needed to pay him.
The money is mine.
I'm not asking you to give it to me. Just think of it as a short-term loan.
You know what I said, Jose? No chance. The money was collected for me and it's going to be used by me, so forget it.
Sweetheart.
Here, I'll take you down.
Get your coat on.
There you go, Terry, love.
Oh, you make someone a lovely nurse.
Oh, say you fancy me now.
Oh, go away.
Well, somebody's got to look after you, haven't they?
Sue had to go to work, didn't she?
Did I say I minded? And that's what mates are for, isn't it?
Ah, thanks anyway.
It's not.
I didn't fancy hanging around waiting for an ambulance. Not that they would have given me one anyway.
Could have always got the bus.
Not when you feel as though you're being kicked by an elephant.
I don't know what you're going through all of this for anyway, Ter.
It was a blocked tube, wasn't it? Now they've got rid of it.
So is that it, then?
Well, I go back in 6 weeks for tests. If everything's all right, well, with a bit of luck, we're able to give Danny a little brother or sister.
That's not how I'd put it, Terry.
Nearly enough. Near as we can get it.
I don't know why you're going through all of this for Sue.
Me and Sue are all right.
Yeah, but for how long?
She's not like that.
Pity she didn't tell Martin that, innit?
Well, that's different, isn't it? She knew him before she knew me.
And after. Look, Terry, I just don't want you getting there. That's all, mate.
Listen, Barry, I appreciate everything you've done for us, you know, lending us the money and that.
Lending you the money?
All right, lending me the money. I don't expect you and Sue to be all over each other, but don't ask me to choose.
Who said anything about choosing?
I don't want to lose either of you.
Oh, don't be stupid. I mean, me and you go back a long way, don't we, sir?
Yeah. We've been through a lot together.
That's right.
So don't ask me to choose.
Do you want some more than that?
No, thanks. And anyway, I just didn't do it for Sue.
Well, who'd you do it for, then?
I did it for myself. I should have done it sooner.
Yeah, if you had to do it.
I didn't know. I don't know now. Oh, you don't know what it's like not being able to have kids.
Well, does it matter?
It mattered to you and Tracy, didn't it?
Well, that's because it was Tracy.
Yeah, well, I heard you talking about that baby when she was having it. Was it going to be a boy? Was it going to be a girl?
It wasn't going to be anything, was it, sir?
At least you can do it. At least one day you know you're going to have kids.
Do I?
Knowing you can't makes you feel last.
Oh, no, that is stupid.
I'm not like you. I'm not like somebody who takes risks. I just want ordinary things.
We all want ordinary things, Terry.
I want my own house, pay my own way, have my own family.
Yeah, but it depends who it's with, though, doesn't it?
I know who I want it with. And it's all worthwhile.
There's no need for us both to come.
Yes, there was.
It only takes one.
Yeah, well, after next Friday, there might only be one.
They won't put you away, Mick.
Do you have another word with Chrissy?
She doesn't know where Frank is, doesn't know when he's going to be back.
He's supposed to be in Italy.
Yeah, for starters. But once they're out there, they try and find something else for him to bring back. Mr. Knight, Frank's boss, doesn't like the wagons to come back empty. So only Knight will know where he is.
What if I can't find him?
We just have to find somebody else to stand up for you, that's all. Sister said you can have a character witness.
Yeah, who?
There's loads of people. Marcia, Auntie Lou.
No, they'd fall to pieces. It's got to be a fella.
Oh, Jacko, Linford, Paul.
No, he's got to be white.
Do you have to play their game?
I didn't make the rules, Jose.
It's not right.
I could ask Terry.
Look at this lot. Anybody think they've been locked up for the day?
Funny how you appreciate the ordinary things like walking to school.
Leo.
Walking in and out of your own house.
Leo. A note from the teacher, is there?
All right, son.
Aye. It's about their school assembly.
Been a good day, has it?
Yeah?
Says their class is doing it next week.
I'm reading the poem.
Yes.
So it's all parents welcome.
Can you come, Dad?
Next week. Your dad will come if he can.
Of course I will, son. I'll miss it for the world.
boss's attitude to research is. I've got my opinions. Don't bother me with facts. Will you come away from that window?
It's altogether too big.
It's a complete nonsense of my job. I'll see you.
Better off in a park than outside a private home.
I mean, I'm not saying the campaign won't work if we do it Paul's way. I mean, the fact is it's a good enough product to sell anyway, but why can't we just be ahead of the times for once instead of behind?
Picked it up cheap, no doubt. Or found it.
There's 6 of them handles coming loose.
Shouldn't you get planning permission for something like that?
I'll say one thing for that fountain.
What?
It's had a miraculous effect on your health.
If you ask me, you know that kitchen's knackered.
I mean, a minute ago you were at death's door. Now you're fizzing and popping all over the place.
Are you suggesting I'm malingering? Am I malingering?
I wouldn't know. Look, I've tightened them up, but I don't know how long they'll last.
I'm not suggesting you haven't got a headache. I'm just suggesting you ask yourself why.
Because it hurts. It really hurts.
Stress? Anxiety?
Does it matter why it hurts?
My granddad used to get headaches all the time, you know. Turned out to be a brain tumour. Of course, he's dead now.
Let's hope you're malingering.
Hiya, long time no see. Come in. Came to see old Katie. I miss her.
You miss your sister?
I'm not living at home anymore.
She's moved out.
You are growing up.
Yeah, funny, isn't it, that when you live with your family, you can't stand them. And when you don't, you miss them.
Yeah.
Let's try it sometime.
What's that outside the Dixons?
Don't even mention it.
Oh, you mean the amazing grey monster? Ron Dixon's idea of exterior decor.
It's a fountain.
And the cause of a considerable rise in Max's blood pressure.
Do you want a coffee?
I wouldn't mind.
If it's okay.
Yeah, fine. It is your home.
My lips didn't even move.
Thanks. I didn't fancy like hanging around the close all day. Didn't want to see me dad. You haven't seen him, have you?
Don't ask me.
Yeah. It's funny me asking you where my own father is.
Has he calmed down yet?
From what my mum was saying now.
Oh, well, at least you can talk to her now. Instant all right for you?
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's just some people prefer the real thing, you know. How's everything with Tim?
Oh, great. It's brilliant having your own place.
Bet it is. Come in when you like.
Oh, no, we don't go out that much.
It's a waste.
No, I mean, there's other things to do, like the shopping and cooking and that.
This Tim must have the magic touch.
Oh, what do you mean?
You sound like an old married woman.
Yeah, well, it's different when you love someone.
So what are you saying, like Tim's Mr. Right?
Yeah. I mean, he's wonderful, Margaret. He doesn't moan about anything, even when I burnt his chops.
But you were never like this with Owen. I mean, you were always the one that wasn't wanting to settle down.
Yeah, well, it depends who you're with, doesn't it?
You're right there. Here's one that's definitely not the right one for me.
Who?
Kieran. You know the lad I was telling you about, my ex?
Oh, the groper.
Oh, more. Dear Margaret, I miss you very much. When am I going to see you again? Must mean his new girlfriend's finished with him.
I thought you said you didn't know where you were.
He didn't. He must have wheedled it out of my mum. She always had a soft spot for him.
More than you have.
Too right. No, he'd no chance then and he's no chance now. Footloose and fancy free, that's me. Tell you what I'd like to do with him. Bin him.
What do you think?
What is it?
What is it? What's it look like?
Model for a dirty postcard.
You'd be hard-faced, you. It's a fountain, isn't it? Your mother's going to be made up when she sees that.
Yeah, just what she always wanted.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in the back garden, so I'm going to want Anne dig a hole for it.
Oh, well, I'm revising, so,
Isn't it funny how you're always revising when I want you to do something?
Well, I've got exams in 4 weeks, you know that.
Have you? It's a shame you didn't think about that earlier, isn't it?
Oh, I'll be all right.
Hey, pride comes before a fall, you know all.
Well, there's no point in me getting stale, is there?
What's this band of yours going to be called, anyway?
Well, we haven't decided yet. We've come up with a few ideas, you know, but nothing concrete as yet.
For God's sake, Michael, how long does it take to decide on a name for a band?
Well, it's got to be the right one. I mean, it could make all the difference.
Yeah, well, don't take too long, otherwise it's going to be too late for flogging the tickets.
What for?
Hasn't your mother told you about the gig?
What, somebody's asked us to play?
Not so much asked, more like volunteered, you know. I fixed it up down the Legion.
Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh, no? It's Friday night, you know, Michael. Best spot. Everybody's looking forward to it.
Well, we're not even ready for playing yet.
Not ready for playing yet? What are you giving us? You've got a whole week to get ready in, haven't you?
Well, is this a proper gig? Money changing hands and all that?
Oh, yeah. 25 quid. Expenses.
What, each?
Each. Behave yourself, will you? It's a charity show. Look, Michael, it's experience, isn't it? I'm giving you a chance to try your act out. The least you could be is grateful.
Look, Dad, I am grateful. Our first live gig.
Yeah. Hey, I've already given the publicity some thought. How about some posters up the side of the Moby?
Yeah, sound.
And I tell you what, we'll get some tickets done. I'll take them out with me on the rounds. Spend a fiver, get a free ticket.
Sure you shouldn't be in advertising?
Me? Just a natural salesman, son. What better to sell than my own son?
Still all there, is it, sir?
Yeah, and in working order.
Just doing my office work. It's a pity Sue's not here. Could do with a secretary.
She's got a job.
She really impressed Sam Bishop last week, you know.
I thought the helicopter did that.
Well, that helped. It was worth every penny.
It must have cost a few, Bob.
Well, if you're in the big league, you have to think big, don't you? I mean, it's all kidology, really. If he thinks I've got loads of money, he's going to back me with some more. It's mad, but it's the way of the world.
Long way from the car, Valentine and Tulai's shop, isn't it?
Tell you, I'm sick of being at the bottom, and now I've got my chance.
Well, don't take too many chances, eh?
You've got to be in it to win it, eh?
Oh!
So will you give that to our Katie and tell her, okay? Yeah. I'll tell her if she ever wants a big sister, she can always come to me.
Thanks, you're a mate.
Be good having a little sister that's not your real sister. Get on better, wouldn't you?
Yeah, perhaps we should all swap families when we're about 12 or something.
Not a bad idea. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. I miss you being around, you know.
You should come round to ours sometime, you know. I'll cook you something.
You make it sound permanent.
Well, it is. I don't live here anymore, do I?
You don't know what you're missing.
Oh, such chance.
Patricia lending Josie a kick on the shin. Don't know who was more surprised. I know who enjoyed it, though.
All right, long time no see.
Is that car ever gonna go?
Oh, not unless I get a load of dash for it. Broken axle.
Sammy's just a visitor here these days.
Yeah, I've moved out now.
Oh, well, won't be long before I'm doing that.
Oh, don't all go and leave me.
I'll be going to university, won't I? Oh, college.
Yeah, if you get your exams.
What have you applied for?
Media studies,
What sort of a job can you get with that?
journalism, television.
You're hopeful.
I'm in a proper job.
Oh, thanks.
Go on, then.
There's Sammy Rogers.
What's that bag's got eggs in it?
She might know where that is.
Got this lot.
Hands it up and fix that axle, like, you know.
I want a word. I want to talk to your dad.
Don't ask me where he is.
You should know.
It's got nothing to do with me.
You mean to tell me you don't know where your own father is?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's stupid.
You call it stupid?
It's her dad, isn't it?
All right, calm down, you two.
She's not even living at home anymore.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Just shut her out.
Look, I need to talk to him.
Well, it's got nothing to do with her.
I'm in trouble here. Frank made me a promise.
Just leave it, eh, will you, Mick?
I can't just leave it. You've got to help me.
I haven't got to do anything.
One can't just disappear. It can't just vanish off the face of the earth.
It's really important to find your dad.
Oh, they don't want to know.
What can I do, eh?
You don't Mick sent down, do you?
Well, it's not her fault, is it?
Look, what my dad does is his business. It's got nothing to do with me.
Don't you care, eh? Don't none of you care?
There's no use going on if she doesn't know.
Doesn't matter to you, does it? But this is my life we're talking about here.
Come home, Mick.
Just wait till you're in trouble. You'll know what it's like.
Oh, come on, mate.
What's the use?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
I'm only so worried, see you.
I'm sorry if I put my foot in it about Dad.
What does he think he's doing, eh?
It's about this court case. He's been after your dad all week.
Yeah, he wants him to give evidence or something.
He might be getting done for GBH.
Yeah, well, the way he carries on, I'm not surprised.
Whatever made you do that?
I need Frank.
And how do you think talking to Sammy like that'll help? How are you being cold when you can't even control your temper with a teenage girl?
I thought she just wasn't telling me,
You
that's all.
weren't listening, were you? She said she didn't know.
Someone's got to help me, Joe. Someone's got to speak up for me.
You've got to keep calm.
I'm not usually like this, Joe, but I'm frightened, I tell you.
You mustn't let it get you down.
I mean, I was really glad when we got all this. You and me back together again, a new house.
I know.
Leo settling down in school, Gemma making friends. And now we could lose it all.
No, we won't. Oh, Mick, we got to keep on hoping.
Margaret's right, you know. These cupboards are well past their sell-by date.
There's nothing the matter with them that can't be put to rights.
Have a go at them tomorrow if I feel up to it.
Oh, another day off work?
Well, there's no point in taking any risks.
Into the doctor's?
No, there's no need for that.
Oh, no point in taking any risks.
Well, you know how it is. There won't be an appointment till the end of the week. By the end of the week, I'll feel a lot better.
You could always make an appointment, then cancel it.
No, I think it's a virus, in which case they won't be able to do anything.
Might be an infection, in which case they will.
I think I'll just soldier on.
OK, but if you're not going to do anything about it, don't expect much sympathy.
Have either of you seen Frank Rogers?
No idea. The least we have to do with the names, the better. Look at this.
Mick really needs to find him.
We hardly ever see the Rogers.
No, but it's nice to be neighbourly.
Depends who you're with. You will remember what I said about not working with Josie again, won't you? I mean, I'm sure you can find plenty to do here.
No, looks like we'll have to go back to basics.
I thought you were supposed to be at death's door.
Yes, well, I couldn't face going in this morning.
So Patricia was right.
No, I did have a headache, that was real, but it's true that it cleared up as soon as I'd rung in sick.
Well, you can't ring in sick every day.
Yes. That's what I'm beginning to realise. I've made a bit of a mistake.
Changing jobs.
Yeah. See, it doesn't suit me working in an office behind a desk when all anybody ever seems to talk about is golf.
I thought you were doing it for the money.
Well, where does it all go? All I seem to have done is bumped up everybody's standard of living at the cost of terminal boredom to myself.
Is that bad?
It's worse. What I've got to face is I've made the wrong decision.
What are you going to do?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Extreme skiers strut their scary stuff in live camera action after the break.